Hello there, friends. It is January the 25th, 2012, and this is Drutter. As you can see, we had a good move today. I'm sure everyone watching this already knows. But to put it in a bit of perspective, I'll put the link to this chart down below if you'd like to follow along. Push the 5-hourly button and have a look. Each of these bars now is about, 1/5 of a day or so. So 5 of these bars makes up a day kind of thing, almost. But yeah, look at the trend. The last couple weeks have been pretty obvious. But if you push the D, that's the daily chart, each of these is now a day, tells a different story, right? We've come down, we've come back up, and then at the bottom here there's a little slider bar. You can slide that along to the left, and then you get the picture over the last year or so. And notice this level here, just above 26, right there, right above that indicator there. See that? Just above 26, that's when silver came back down and hit resistance there. And pushed off to 50, as we recall. The peak at 50, and then the drop from 40 also bounced off the 26 and change level. Just over 26, like around 26 and a quarter. And then, of course, we had this choppiness again, and another bottom here at 26 and a quarter or so. So 3 times now we've hit that, and as you know, the more times you hit a level but don't break through, you're actually building support there, technically speaking. So we've had a nice reversal from that last low. And did anyone really buy on these lows? I mean, buy or sell even? Not a lot of people, because they tend to happen in the middle of the night, and when people aren't either awake or websites aren't open and dealers aren't open and so on and so forth. It was very tough for anyone to get a deal here or here, and I doubt anyone actually managed to sell there either, which would be pretty sad if they sold at 26. But yeah, we've built some support here at 26. Can I break through that? Absolutely, it still can. The overall trend since this peak does look like it's a downtrend, although if it's still a bull market, technically speaking. And we know the fundamentals for the metals are off the hook. So people are still in control of the charts, and the charts will still go the way that people want them to go. And those people aren't us, but that won't last forever. It just can't. Yeah, the Fed announced today that interest rates are going to stay at 0% for the next almost 3 years. That's kind of crazy to me. I don't really want to go into it a lot. I don't care too much about Ben Bernanke and so on and so forth, but these things do affect silver, and they do affect the average person on this planet's daily lives, so we do need to pay a little bit of attention, at least, to what the Fed says, even though they're a lot of our worst enemies, and we really don't like those guys all that much. But what they do does affect the entire world. Just changing that interest rate is... it has ripples through every market in every country of the world. So, but yeah, it's a nice price move that we had today. Although looking at it in perspective, it's not anything to write home about at this point. But as you can see, if we can get above 35 or so, it could be, depending on the fundamentals, what's going on politically and so on and so forth, it could be an easy move to 40 again. And from there, that would put us into really, really crazy bullish territory, and 50 and 60 would not be a problem later on in 2012, that's for sure. But right now, $33.13 looks like. And there he is, Mr. Ben Bernanke. That's quite the hairstyle and beard combo you got going on there, man. But check this out. CNN is all gushing about how the Federal Reserve is now so transparent. I mean, they've become so transparent with the public. We don't need to audit the Fed. They've become transparent. Are you kidding me? There's no transparency. What they're trying to call transparency is just basically the Federal Reserve has said, this is what we plan on doing for the next 3 years. So transparency in their planning, perhaps. The Fed has lost trillions of dollars, or loaned out to we don't know who, trillions of dollars, including companies and governments overseas. transparency would be opening the books and seeing where that money went, because that affects every single American. In fact, it affects every single human on the planet. So to be all gushing that the Fed has, broken new ground and is becoming more transparent with the public, they're totally misusing that word transparency. Transparency means that you can see through them. We can't see through the Fed. We have no idea what they've been up to. All we know is that they're promising to keep interest rates at 0% for 3 years. That's not transparency. That's just called telling the public what you plan to do. And like I mentioned before, they don't even have to stick to that. They're just saying that they plan to do that. They can always change that at a moment's notice. So to call that transparency is, I don't know, misleading at best, in my opinion. Now check this out. This is one of those fake American Express cards that you get in the mail when they're trying to they're trying to hook you up with some fiat credit so you can become even more of a slave. But, they're obviously fake, but this is one I got last year, and it's just been kicking around. I left it as a joke because I hate credit cards, and I just left it hanging around as a joke. But look at the new one that came in. What's the difference? Yeah, there's an RFID chip on them now. Of course, it's not real. It's printed on there, but it's kind of funny, and it's kind of telling that they would put that on there. Because if you haven't seen these before, you will soon. They're showing up on all your credit cards and debit cards, and you now have a little trackable chip that you're carrying around with you at all times. Nice. I just noticed I just breached 1 million upload views. They add up all of the unique views, not different views, but all the unique views, the unique IP addresses that have viewed your videos. They add up all the views on all your videos together, and you get that number. To put it into perspective, though, it's nowhere near DaVinci, Silver Futurist, Endless Mountain, or Stella Concepts, who each have about 2 million. Although it is more than Wall Street Pro 2, if you remember him. He's not doing videos anymore. That's a guy I really enjoyed watching. He has less than 1 million views. And one I really was surprised to see is Street Money 21. He's still at 250,000 views. I think a lot more people need to see his videos than a lot of other videos, including my own. So if you haven't checked out Street Money 21, he doesn't do regular videos, maybe that's the problem, but when he does videos, they're amazing and really good, and he knows his stuff big time. So just check out Street Money 21 if you haven't done that before. I'll put a link to his channel down below, and we can get that 250,000 views up a little higher, because it's important stuff for people to see, that's for sure. Apparently, Apple has close to $1 billion in cash that isn't being accounted for right now and can be used for something else. Now, how much is $1 billion? Now, this is the most successful company in the world, and the hottest company in the world, and all that kind of stuff right now. Apple's the big buzzword, and it has been for a few years now. But how much is $100 billion? If you're the most successful company in the world, and you manage to work your ass off for years and years and decades, in fact, and you end up with $100 billion, what is that really? How much does that compare to the average bailout that you get, 2 or 3 times a year now in the US? 700 billion. That's 1/7 of just one bailout that's now becoming routine. I mean, some of these bailouts they're talking about in Europe are 1.5, 3, however many trillions of dollars. I don't think 100 billion really is that much of a fortune to amass, or 100 billion is a large fortune to amass, but these bailout numbers, these strange, 800 billion, 1.5 trillion, these numbers being thrown around are so large we can't even comprehend them as humans. Someone sent me this website. It's called realmarketprice.com, and thank you for sending me that. As you can see, it shows the prices on eBay of gold and silver ounces. You can change the duration of the chart. You can look at the last 10 days in gold, or you could look at the last 120 days in silver, or whatever you want to look at. But it does show you that over the past month or so, silver's been selling at about $40 to $42, sometimes up to $50, depending on the ounce, I guess. But silver has certainly not been at $30 the last month. Silver's been more at $40 to $45, so that's interesting to see. In the last 10 days in gold, looks like gold has been trading about $1,800 an ounce on eBay. So that would mean about $100 over spot, or $120 over spot. That's interesting. There are a few more links down below. I won't go through them all here in the video, but do have a quick scan, see if anything looks worth clicking on. And the one I didn't put in the box there is the Fukushima. The latest on Fukushima, essentially, if you're interested, is that it is getting worse and it's not getting any better. And it could take hundreds of years to resolve this problem. And everybody in the world, especially the west coast of North America, is being bathed in radioactive particles on a daily basis, especially if you go out in the rain. So it's just really too bad and a very sad story, and it's an ongoing story, unfortunately. It's dropped out of the media. They will not talk about it. And a lot of the radiation detectors in Canada have been removed so that this phenomenon is not being detected, although private detection is still ongoing and shows that it's getting worse. Sadly, because no radiation is a safe level of radiation. Moving on to something more positive. As promised, here is some silver porn. Just a few 50-cent pieces I picked up recently. This one's from Newfoundland. It's a province of Canada, but it wasn't a province back in the early 1900s. So they had their own money in circulation, and it was very similar to the Canadian money at the time. These are 80% silver. Here's a 90% silver, 1958, 50-cent piece, another 50-cent piece here from the 60s, and another 50-cent piece from 1945. Just regular junk silver. Now, I just wanted to show a few things that are currently on my website. I have junk silver dollars, as usual. Cougars. Just briefly want to reiterate, if you ever see me handling coins in my videos, I'm handling my own coins. I don't handle coins that I'm going to be selling on my website. So I've had people criticize me greatly in the past and saying I'll never buy from you and stuff, and that's fine, but I just want you to know that I don't send coins that are dirty or scratched or whatever, and they will be as listed on the website. You know, there are sometimes minor imperfections, but no, I don't handle the coins or do anything else to them before I send them out. They're, you know, I love silver, but I don't fondle every piece that I get. It does stay in tubes, and it does get carefully put into sleeves and into the envelopes. It's not like I handle everything. But yes, I do have all the wildlife series that have come out so far. The grizzly, the cougar, and the timber wolf. And I have 10-ounce bars. Here's an example of one I have right now. Pretty nice stuff. And I wanted to show you this I just picked up. It's a numismatic piece. I don't usually go for numismatics, but this I'll probably just hang on to for a little while and then trade it or something. This is a $10 coin from the Royal Canadian Mint, 2012, Year of the Dragon. I think that's one of the nicer dragon designs I've seen. They did a very limited number of these ones, and there's what's-her-face. But it comes in a little lucky red paper pouch. And I just thought it was really cool. It's about $35, I believe, retail, but they sold out in like hours. So the numismatic price on those is probably going to go through the roof. Just thought I would show it to you. That's about it. I hope you guys are having a good week. I'm not doing videos all the time lately. I got stuff going on in my personal life, but that's resolving and working its way through. And I'll do some more regular videos soon. For now, I'll just do like every week or maybe a couple per week or something like that. But yeah, I'll leave you with a bit of footage from a science experiment I did with my kids the other day. They had a blast and got some good footage, I think. And I hope you're having a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. So science is a way that we can test the universe and actually get results that we can see. And that's a better way of doing things, I think, than just believing that something is true if someone tells you it is. You don't know if that person might be not telling you the truth, or perhaps might be wrong themselves and think they're telling you the truth, but really they're wrong. And science is a way that you can find out if these things really are true. So we're learning about atoms. We can't see atoms, but we believe that they are real.
They're really little.
And we can do chemistry experiments to find out. So we're going to learn a little bit more about atoms, and tomorrow we'll check these pennies again and see what they look like.
You